How the heck are ya? Hey, I'm Tom the Beer Whisperer. Hey, and I've got a Henry Weinhard's Private Reserve. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Tom. Tom, 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 Tom. Tom, 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 Tom. Tom, Tom, you're thinking, Tom, you've done this one before. Yes, I have. But why not do it again, right? I mean, you know, what's life without a little redundancy, I say. It's got a smell of a typical beer of this style. Henry Weinhard's Private Reserve. They call it a Northwest style lager. It is basically an American style lager. It's really hard to figure out. Well, according to their website, anyway, it appears to be, anyway, an adjunct-free lager because they show 4 ingredients. This is what's in beer, but then they show a picture of their IPA. So I'm not sure if all their beers are just 4 ingredients or just the IPA, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. And I'm going to pour this here. I'm using my Sam Adams glass, so I hope the good folks at Sam Adams do not. Boston Brewing Company. Some people get upset when I just say Sam Adams. It's Boston Brewing Company. Oh, you know what? It ain't bad. Let me read a little bit from, well, actually, I'm going to read from, this is actually part of the Miller Coors stable, and it's a 4-7 brew. And then from their website, it says an American pale lager, Henry Weinhard's Private Reserve blends Henry's German heritage with the natural ingredients of Pacific Northwest. If you want to impress your friends, you can say it's brewed with 100% Cascade hops grown in Oregon. There you go. Why am I drinking this? I normally like bigger flavored brews. I have drank more of these lagers this year than the past year, so to be honest. Oh, wow. And part of the, that was good. Part of it's weather. We started getting cool, so I started getting my mind focused to, winter brews and porters and such. But I've got a 70-plus day out here. I just finished dinner in there, so I came out on my patio out back. And I just have a lighter beer to start with. Again, this is 4.7, so it's just a hair under 5. I found it for $6.49 a 6-pack. Okay, here's the thing. This isn't a beer that's going to light your world on fire. You know, some people do beer reviews on beers such as these, and they're really hard on them because they're comparing them to others. You gotta. I'm taking it within its style. And the thing of it is, I don't know if it's. Again, they don't say directly. I'm going to assume it is adjunct free, but even if it is, it does have an adjunct in it, probably rice and or corn. This one actually finishes better than any other domestic I can think of off the top of my head at the moment. I mean, it's certainly a crisper brew than the big 3, even though it's part of the Miller Coors stable. It's certainly a cleaner tasting beer than all of those. Oh. And you can see as I'm drinking, I mean, a beer like this goes down faster than the Tijuana Hooker, and it's smoother than the Centerfolds Coochie. I tell you what, it is. I mean, it's just smooth. Smoother than Centerfolds Coochie, I tell you that right now. Anyway, I digress. Aroma's light on it. You have the aromas that you expect. You can taste the Cascade hops that they brag about, but not in great quantities, you know. I mean, they're there. These beers weren't meant to be super hoppy. They were really meant to, to quench the thirst on hot American summer days is really what they were designed for, you know. Out at the barbecue or, just after mowing the yard or picking weeds or whatever. That's kind of what they were meant for. Oh. It does. I tell you, I wish I had, you know, a Bud Miller or Coors here with me to sit back to back, because this has a finish unlike any of those three. Miller, I've never been crazy about, MGD or High Life, because it's got this sweetness right at the end. But some people like that, and in fact, it is something I did like about it way back when I was a young drinker, just wanting to get drunk. But as my palate matured, yeah, it's now that sweetness that really turns me off from it. Bud is one of those things. Bud is just like, you know, ultra carbonated. I mean, it just, super bloat on the Bud for me. And Coors, there's always been something about the taste that just doesn't work for me. But this one is kind of different. I've talked about the macros before. As my dad was an Oli drinker, which was a premium beer back in the 60s and 70s. So I've got a little bit of a sentimental attachment to that one. And I probably think it tastes better than most people do. Because of that sentimental attachment. Because I'm trying to fix my shirt, but it keeps getting messed up on me. It was the first beer I ever had, stealing the Oli off the kitchen table, So I've got that sentimental attachment. But to me, it does have, a cleaner taste than those other three. This one does have a nice finish. It is a great... it would be a great lawnmower or any type of beer. I mean, if it's you plan on drinking several at once, it is certainly a beer that goes down easy. I like my beer, I like my wine to go down easy. Anyways, I digress. It was a terribly sexist thing to say. I take it back. Sometimes I don't know when to stop. I see the joke enters my head, I gotta let it go. I never mean to offend anybody, but sometimes I just do. But again, you can see how easy that was to drink. Again, you're not going to buy a beer that's going to knock your socks off with the flavor. But if you just want something light and easy, hey, this is really, it is nice. It hits a spot. I wish it was that private label beer, that I was when I was a young drinker, buying it. This was our good beer, this was our go-to. If we had, think times were good, we'd pass up on the Bud and drink the Henrys. When times were tough, we'd all pitch our money together by the black label. But this is what we do when times were good. You went for a Henrys or a Molson. That was the other good beer, the Molson Golden. Yeah. Kids. Anyway, hey, I'm Tom, and we just finished a beer. You've been drinking with the Beer Whisperer. See you later.